I just kind of threw out a few room selection tips that you can, I pulled a few of them off of websites, and then just from my own experience of helping students the past. Of course, the best way to figure out what type of a room you want is to take a virtual or in-person tour of your living options, and a lot of the schools can offer some of those. I know Oregon State site has some pretty cool room layouts and virtual tours, and I think that the schools are really beefing those options up, especially as we speak, because of the no visits right now to campus. We talked about this, but beware of costs, because the more people that you decide to room with, the cheaper it's going to be to live on campus. Be aware of your location. Shailene kind of talked about that a little bit. Is transportation or getting around campus an issue for you? So figure out, you know, where the best place for you to live might be. Will you have a car? Where will you park it? What will it cost? There's always, you know, parking fees included, and is it easy to find a parking place to get to your car if you do take it to campus? So these are things to think about and look into if that's what you're doing. There are a lot of the campuses, and we didn't talk about this, but you can sign up to be in a living community, and I think we're actually moving that way more and more to the living communities, because you end up living around people with more like interests. So say you're a business major, like now OSU actually has dorms that are designated for like engineering majors, business majors. As long as your roommate's an engineering major, you could still live in the engineering dorm. If you're not, or if you're an engineering major, then you could bring your roommate with you if you're not both engineering majors. But there's a lot of that going on now on different campuses, or they're building these living communities so that you're around people that have the same interests. And then also another one we talked about is just beware of the bathroom situation, because that can be a big issue for some people, right? I mean, some people don't want to have a communal bathroom and would rather share with one person or have their own private bathroom, and that's okay too. Those are all things to think about when you're going through this process. So that's the room selection tips. Then we get into some roommate selection tips, and this actually did come off of the Oregon State website. So it's going to be a little bit more geared towards that, but I think it goes for all the universities. So you're going to set up your roommate profile after you've applied for housing, of course. So at some point, you're going to fill out some type of a roommate profile, whether it's My College Roomie or if it's on the original housing application, and they ask you all those questions, and then you'll start your search for your roommate. And I guess my biggest tip there is to make sure you're just as honest as you can be. You know, it's between you and the university what you answer on those questions, and they're not going to be, it's all privacy. So however you answer the questions doesn't go past them, and that it's basically just meant to really help you connect with someone that you're compatible with. So the more honest you can be with yourself and with those answers, because I know some of the questions are kind of interesting. Like Cooper was saying, one of them, do you like the room hot or do you like the room cold? And I know there's questions about other things like, do you smoke or do you not smoke? I've seen them because I've been through the questions with students, and just, you know, be honest so that you can get someone that you can be compatible with. So then
a big one tends to be just, are you a morning person or a night person? Do you go to bed early or do you go to bed really late? Do you wake up super early or not? So I'm imagining ROTC, you get up really early for your morning drills. So that's something you definitely want to keep in mind.
Definitely, good point. And I can speak from my own son's experience. He signed up for his room really, really late in the process. He didn't really get a choice. They just matched him. He ended up with a kid that was a lot older than him. And there was a language barrier as well. So they really couldn't communicate together. And nothing more than just they weren't compatible. And it's not as fun for your freshman year if you're not somewhat compatible. I mean, they did okay, but it could have been a lot more rich experience if you are compatible with your roommate. So anyway, get those things turned in on time too. And then also keep an open mind and keep your options open when you're searching through your choices or you're looking for a roommate match, because you might think that the first person you meet's awesome and that's who you want to live with. But if you keep that person in mind, but also keep speaking with others, you might find someone that actually fits better, because they give you some time. You don't have to do this right away. I think they give you like at least a month or so to figure out who you want to live with and turn that in. So I encourage you to keep those conversations open and keep looking for people that you can be compatible with. And that again goes with being patient with the process, because just the longer you're on there and the more you talk with people, the more you'll connect with someone. And then make sure you both are knowing where you want to live and what type of a room you want. And then you just confirm your roommate and get it turned in so that you can get that selection. And I think it's kind of on a first come, first serve basis. According to most of the web pages, everything I have read, the sooner you get your application in, the more chances you have of getting your room choice and a roommate choice. So anybody have anything else to add to that?